do 2 cards, and again, if you don't want to hang in, that's fine. And I have no idea how long this recording has been going, so thank you to everyone who has hung in there. I really do hope it brings you some kind of clarity and guidance. Alright, so the first card here is a fair-skinned, feminine person, light skin, pale, Caucasian, with cool blue-green eyes, brunette hair, cut close to the face and layered. Looks like there is a orchid, white with pink accents over her ear. She's wearing a large 3, possibly 4 layers of massive beads. There are 2 parrots on each side of her, each facing away from her, kind of like guarding her, and I'm getting Gemini twin energy from this because of the 2 birds mirroring each other. And it seems like they're both holding in their beaks threads, like a cord, which also kind of looks like her bangs are a little bit longer, kind of looks like it's connected to her. And we were talking about the Queen of Swords energy, which is air, which is represented by birds a lot. And also Gemini is also a air sign, so this could be specific if you're still hanging in and that resonates. By all means, drop a comment if it does. There's also this kind of, I don't know, is it called a Baroque pattern? I don't know where I got that. It's got this antiquated look, this like a forestry green leaf pattern with the navy dark blue. There's like this rusted golden brown bronze frame, and it's kind of shifted upwards, so it almost looks like an upside down triangle behind her, but you can only see part of it. Triangles can represent Trinity, can represent integration. So maybe you are framing how you can become more integrated, mind, body, soul. These pairs can also represent spirit allies or 2 different aspects of yourself that you are presenting to the world. Red is about attracting, it's about magnetizing, it's fiery, and it's right on her throat chakra. So I feel like maybe some of you are very passionate about speaking, and whatever this new cycle is, there's something that is calling you to either attract people who speak their truth or speaking your truth in a very passionate way. And this may be kind of exotic or foreign to you, especially with the 2 parrots. It does have a very tropical feeling. Now I'm going to read the card to you. Represented by the number 3, Song of Sangoma. I hope I pronounced that correctly. You have moved through a spiritual preparation period. I'm sorry, but we just had a huge awakening and tower moment we've been talking about, so that's validation for some of you, in case you needed it. You have moved through a spiritual preparation period, which has perfectly equipped you for expansion. Again, everyone, we are talking about Jupiter and Sagittarius being the planet of expansion and growth, right? Abundance. Expansion into a greater sphere of expression. Wow, okay. So obviously I was psychically picking up on the card because we were just talking about using your voice, expressing, right? Also, air signs express. Even if you are still feeling tested, you have the ability to resolve the issues in a beneficial way. Again, everyone, we were just talking about how your thoughts create your reality, focusing on what you can manifest and create versus what you feel like is going wrong, right? We also talked about these past influence, how they're in the past. They're still kind of trying to be in your energy, but you're moving further and further away from them, okay? says your future will not be bound by the struggles you are grappling with. You are reassured of your direction, value, progress, and place. Holy wow, I just got chills all over my body. Does that not just sum up the entire reading? And for those of you that were annoyed with my little inserting information, let me read that one more time in whole. You have moved through a spiritual preparation period, which has perfectly equipped you for expansion into a greater sphere of expression. Even if you are still feeling tested, you have the ability to resolve the issues in a beneficial way. Your future will not be bound by the struggles you are grappling with. You are reassured of your direction, value, progress, and place. So again, I mentioned that you have spiritual guides, or you have people in your community that can help you on this journey. You've got, remember, the Knight of Pentacles, the reliable friend or ally or whoever. You have, potentially some of you have a couple of strong women figures in your life. For some of you, you're learning how to integrate all this into you, right, with great strength. And you've come out of hermit mode. You've already decided on a path, it seems, with the Two of Wands. So yeah, that's amazing. I'll definitely be taking a picture of the oracle cards. Now, for some of you, this second message might apply more to you. And again, I'm going to read the card psychically before I read the message, okay? So this feminine appearing person, we're going to say she, because that's how it's represented. It could be a trans person, it could be a more feminine masculine, okay? It could be somebody playing a part or a role. It doesn't have to be just a woman. So take it how it resonates, okay? It is a feminine person with white hair, long white hair, and it's woven, and it's in braids, and the braids seem to almost be woven like clothing, and it seems to be wrapping her. And in front of her chest is this big peacock feather, and it's slightly faded, which kind of goes with the rest of her, because it looks like there's a mask around her face, around her eyes, with paint, meaning that around her eyes it looks like her skin tone and makeup, but from the bridge of the nose down to her chest and everything is like pale white. And her lips are painted where it's like the color is showing through the middle, but the rest of the lips are white, kind of like a geisha in a way. And then her eyes are also a very similar cool blue color to the other card, believe it or not. And again, I'll include this in the image. I also share everything on Pinterest and my IG stories. So, and also check out the community tab, because I am sharing the readings with the pinned images in our community tab on my channel. So anyways, back to the card. She has this almost like triple triangular paint on her forehead and 3 dots coming down from there. It's like the third eye is elevating to her crown. And again, with the upside down triangle emphasis, it's learning how to integrate as above, so below, right? As within, so without. So it's like, it's almost like you're cloaked in a sense for some of you with this, and you are seeing, some of you are profoundly psychic as well, because the peacock not only represents protection from evil eye, harmful attack, but it also represents our psychic senses. And of course, appearing to be quite grand, you know, the phrase peacocking, I think we all are familiar with that term, can represent overemphasizing the self to present a certain way. Maybe that's part of how you have cloaked yourself in the past, especially with the Queen of Swords energy. Can come across as very stoic and somebody who's very wise and intuitive, but is kind of detached. Again, with this cool white coloring, it is very detached. It also gives me a very spiritual essence. For some of you, this could be a Nordic ancestor that is letting you know that they are here for you as a guide, and you can tap into them. And it may not be Nordic, it may be Scandinavian, or even Celtic, but this particular woman looks very Scandinavian or Nordic. And yes, there is a difference. I also have that ancestry, so like I tried to learn more about it. Maybe that's something you want to do. Maybe you want to learn more about your ancestry. Learn about their mythical folkloric traditions and how you can apply that to your path in this new cycle. See if there's anything else I'm getting from this card. This also is now giving me High Priestess vibes, you know, a keeper of secrets, because the way, again, her hair is woven around her almost like a shawl, and it's got that peacock feather just kind of sticking in there gently, covering her heart space. So she's like leading with her intuition. She's keeping other people's secrets safe, and that could represent you, this guide, perhaps just talking to your guides when you have time alone, or you know, you can do that out loud, you can do it through a journal, you can even connect with your guides through art or through saying nothing at all. By meditating, they will come to you, and you get more comfortable with it, you can tap into it. Of course, always set the intention that only energies of the highest and greatest good can come through, so you are protected. And make sure, if you do tap into spiritual energies of these sorts, or you do divination, make sure you always close out the session when you are done. I felt like somebody needed to hear that, because you can leave channels and portals open every time you do a tarot reading, every time you divine, every time you meditate, every time you cast spells, every time you it's like starting and stopping a project. Like, you tell somebody you're going to do something, they're waiting for you to follow through on the energy, and if you just kind of leave it open and you don't follow through, that energy lingers, and other things can enter that energetic space, and not all of it is good. And that, in the real world, in that example, could be people's projections or opinions of you. So that could have to do with your reputation. I don't know why that's coming through, but it's channeled, so it's for somebody. It's not just the Ouija board that you have to close out the session on. So for new spiritual practitioners, know that. If anybody is working with the mystical arts, make sure you understand what you're working with before you do it. I mean, every terrible horror movie trope you can think of teaches everybody those basics, right? And unless you're working with plants, don't be reading Latin out loud. Oh, I think we all know this. Anyways. Wow, okay, so this card is called Chalk, represented by the number 10. So synchronistic numbers here, we have what? 3 and 10. 10 is also beginnings and endings, because 10 is completion, 1 is new beginnings, 0 is ultimate possibility. Some of you, your psychic senses do give you unlimited possibilities. That can be overwhelming for some, so learning how to hone into specific parts of your senses is going to help you. And again, working with your guides, if you are part of that, is going to help you a lot. And then 10 plus 3 is 13, which reduces to 4. So 13 is the number of divine feminine, of luck, believe it or not. And 4 is about foundation. So this cycle is helping you look at also integration with the number 3, which we emphasize. Triangles might be a synchronicity for you, so pay attention to tesserets, triangles. If you are interested in Jewish mysticism, look into Teperath. What else? The Holy Trinity, Triskells, and why can't I think of it right now? The other thing that's like a Triskell. Oh, I know this. I work with them, but for some reason, it's one of my logos for my shop. Anyways, it is escaping my mind right now, so we're going to move on here. You probably want to hear what the card says. So for Chalk, goodwill is spiritually powerful and protective. Heartfelt intention will plug into this expansive field of grace. In making such a connection, inspirational intelligence will spontaneously alchemize the fullest unfoldment of your multidimensional being and meaningful life path. Strengthen that divinely nutritive alliance by affirming and aligning your vibrational resonance with love, grace, and purity. Seek the calmness and clarity within your heart and trust it. You can do that with your combining the different queen energies we talked about, especially with that Queen of Cups and Queen of Swords energy, combining that brings us back to emotional intelligence and also mixing it with the spiritual essence. So divine guidance, divine inspiration, tapping into your psychic. Everybody has psychic and intuitive abilities. It's a muscle you can work on and grow, just like your belief system, right? Anything is possible. And this whole thing here, goodwill, is spiritually powerful and protective. It's true, because it's about creating more good karma, and once you've got through a certain point in your life and you've cleared your karmic lessons and you're aware of this and you're continuing to go forward with integrity and you're continuing to act from your highest and greatest good and the highest and greatest good of all, call upon Lady Justice or Archangel Uriel if you want to work with your mind, with your spirituality, and you're looking to balance and harmonize yourself in your environment. She came to me last fall, and now she is one of my divine guides, and so is Archangel Uriel. I work with a lot of archangels now because they all came to me in my time of need, in my spiritual path. So there's some guidance for you. And I like how over here it says, making such a connection, inspirational intelligence will spontaneously alchemize. So inspirational intelligence. So that's divine guidance, right? That's when you have an aha moment, clarity, epiphanies, or inspiration to create something. And this can come from your higher self. It doesn't have to come from guides or ancestors. You can just meditate and connect with your higher self, the self of you that is on the astral, that contains all versions of you, that can access this information within yourself. And then spontaneously alchemizing, that brings me back yet again to the Temperance card, to the balancing the environment, also balancing the 3D with the 5D, being able to go as within, so without, right? Alchemizing, transmuting. This could be part of your path for some of you, and this will not resonate with everybody, nor does everybody believe in it. You could be an earth angel, or you can know somebody who guides. And as I say that, the card just went flying out of my hand. So, don't know what that means, but that could be significant to somebody. Thank you everyone for being a part of my community, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Check out the playlist if you want more. Feel free to save this, listen to it again, tip or donate if you would like. Otherwise, I'm going to do an outro here with the sounds of nature. If you would like to listen to more of my sounds of nature, I have an ASMR playlist. And again, I also have guided meditations. My ravens just cawed in the background, so they say hello to some of you. And again, you're a rock star if you made it to the end. On that note, this is Ellie. I'm going to ground and meditate my energy. Suggest you do the same. Make sure you purify, cleanse yourself if that applied to you. Otherwise, until next time, blessings to you, darlings. Signing off.